Guys, this is Dana, and this is episode number 64 of the Ask a Question show, the show in which you ask a question about any type of narcissistic or otherwise abusive or toxic relationship or situation, and I, along with the rest of the community here, will do our very best to help answer it. Our goal is to give you the feedback and the support that you need so that you can move forward in getting all of the clarity, closure, and healing possible. Today's question comes from Anonymous, and Anonymous says, wow. The times when I have felt safest and most stable were when I was single and in control of my own finances, which I've always managed reasonably well. Paradoxically, while being part of a couple should offer more financial security, I found it to be the opposite. In a relationship, especially when living under the same roof, my finances tend to become less manageable. Look at what I bought, babe, or worse, oh, you found out what I bought because the electric bill bounced. I Now I have to find the money to pay the portion of the bills that you blew the money for. So, my sweethearts were previously under my roof or we rented a house together. So, it's been a pleasure to be able to say for the first time ever, now that I've moved in with him, too bad I contribute this much. It's your house. And if you lose, it's your problem. A video on low IQ narcissists would be a treat. I can't decide if my partner of 6 years is a narcissist or has something else going on like ADHD or maybe got dropped on his head at an early age. He's not a bad guy or totally irresponsible, but he's really crazy making. I'm just not sure how to handle this. I feel the need to be single again. So, okay, thank you for your question. And here's the thing. If a person has some other condition, right, like ADD or, you know, kind of all joking aside, if they really did have some sort of, traumatic head injury or, something happened to them and also keep in mind that people can have more than one thing going on. So it's very possible that you could have a person who's a narcissist and has ADD, right? Like you can have multiple diagnoses. But if they do have something else going on, it's not so much what they have going on, it's are they willing to change it? And that's what makes narcissism such a problem and so hard, if not next to impossible, to get effective treatment for, is because by and large, narcissists don't ever want to go to therapy because they never think that they have the problem. If a person realizes that they have a problem and they have a sincere desire to change it, then they can change. But to say, if they always think that everybody else has the problem, then they're not even at the pre-contemplation stage of change. I mean, they're not aware that they need to change. So in your situation, kind of regardless of what's going on, whether it's this person has a personality disorder or if they have ADD or if they've got some sort of, they were, there's some other stuff going on as to why they're irresponsible. At the end of the day, what matters most is this person willing to be accountable and responsible for their behavior, and are they willing to change it? Because the results are the same, right? So it doesn't really matter if they have ADD or if they're a narcissist or, if they're just irresponsible. If they're not willing to change, they're not willing to change. So that would be kind of where I'd start with it, is if this person's willing to change. With that being said, so highly manipulative people do a really great job at playing dumb. So kind of just like let that be said. And here's the thing too, with a person who has ADD or does have a head injury or has some sort of other thing going on, is that behavior is consistent. Okay, across the board. It might get better with medication, but if they're not medicated, it's about the same. So if a person has ADD, they're going to be impulsive in many different ways. They're going to be disorganized in many different ways. It's not just in like one area. It's a brain, it's a chemical thing that's going on with them. Just like a head injury, it's going to impact their lives in multiple ways. So if you're only seeing kind of this irresponsibility with finances, then odds are it's not just ADD. It's not just, a closed head injury. It's not these things. It's you've got a person that doesn't want to be I'm guessing doesn't want to be a financially responsible adult. And so a lot of highly manipulative people will play this game, right? So they will play like, well, I just didn't know. I didn't know. I don't know what cheating is. I don't know what flirting is. I don't know what it means to hurt somebody's feelings. Like, and then their partner, right, this person that's in the dynamic with them, spends all this time trying to teach them how to be an adult. Here's how you pay bills. Here's how you pay bills on time. Here's what flirting looks like, right? Here's what mean things come across like. This is how this is how you be nice to other people. All of this stuff, we all learned this really by like second grade. So there's no excuse for having to explain the basics of adult behavior to another adult. And so if you are under the same roof with this person who's acting, very impulsive with their finances and very irresponsible, right, with their finances, I would, at a minimum, separate finances and let them, if they want to dig themselves into a hole and bounce checks and kind of do whatever, that's fine. Don't let that affect you. But this whole kind of playing stupid and, well, I just didn't know the bills were due, and really, that kind of nonsense gets old real quick. Because at a minimum, telling a person once, hey, the bills are due on these days, like this is how much it is, what's the excuse? Like it's not, they're not, they're bills. Like they're reoccurring on a monthly basis. We all have them. We all know that they're coming. We all, prepare to the best of our abilities. So I would talk to your partner and see, okay, what is the hang up here? And what can we do? Because this is stressing me out. I feel like your mother. I don't want to feel like your mother. It's really not sexy for me to feel like your mother. So we need to figure something out here. Really, you need to figure something out here, because this is just getting really old. And put it back on them and see what he has to say about it and what solutions he can come up with. But if you're bailing him out, if you're paying late fees, if you're paying the bills, if you're doing all of that, I would stop doing that and just kind of like let natural consequences take their toll, because you're not his mother. And even if you were his mother, that's still not appropriate because he's an adult, right? So, you know, yeah. And maybe, you're going to have to weigh kind of, where are you, if there's a lot of things right about this guy, but then there's some major stuff wrong, kind of weighing that and figuring out, okay, what is workable and what isn't workable, kind of what's deal breaker stuff for you. Because I don't know the extent of this. I mean, is it annoying, or is it, is it really like financially destructive? And honestly, anywhere on that spectrum, that's okay for that to be deal breaker stuff. We all have our kind of line in the sand as far as our expectations of our partner. So that's what I got from you. I will be really curious to see what everybody else has to say about this. And as always, lots of love to you guys. You're not alone. You're not crazy. And you really can move forward and heal from this. So take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.